Lake Victoria, the largest tropical freshwater lake on the planet. It spans 69,000 square kilometers, roughly the same size as Ireland. Believed to be the source of the Nile, it's the freshwater heart of Africa. Once an oasis of biodiversity, today it's ground zero for a reign of terror. The result of one intruder. The Nile Perch. Usually the Nile Perch is kept in check by other predators. But here in Lake Victoria, it's eating its way through the food chain and growing to massive proportions. It's a glutton. A monster that swallows living food whole. Legendary South African angler Andy Coetzee is on a quest to decode this ravenous predator and find out how big they can really get. His campaign begins deep in the heart of Lake Victoria. Here, he has a bird's-eye view of the massive fishing industry, spawned by the introduction of Nile Perch more than 70 years ago. People are cashing in on the monster perch invasion. Over 200,000 fishermen brave these treacherous waters to make their living. But the days of plenty are over, and the river giants seem to be dwindling.
They say they have about 600 hooks on these, and I see they've got about 4 or 5 fish. That's all they've caught so far, and they're all small Nile perch.
Andy hopes to find a massive perch to match the stories, but he's coming up empty-handed.
Jumbo, jumbo. The guys are obviously netting at night. A very rudimentary torch here. But there's a lot of gill net there. There's a pile and pile of gill net there. All Nile perch, all the same size. Yep. Amazing.
So far, Andy's only seen evidence of small perch. His goal is to try and find the truth behind the legends. Do giant Nile perch still exist? Andy's mission leads him to the wildest perch habitat on the planet, where he'll have to catch one himself.
There's a potential for me to hook a fish that is twice my weight. Potentially can swallow me. They get that big. And that excites me like you won't believe. That is just, it's like going to the moon. For a fisherman, for me, I would love to hook a fish that big.
He's going to the source. The place where it all began. The Nile. A river of giants, and still one of the wildest places on Earth. These are the waters the Nile Perch calls home. His journey takes him to Uganda, deep into the heart of Africa's Rift Valley. Here, Andy will traverse the Victoria Nile, following the river as far as Murchison Falls. The sheer cliffs are the end of the line, the border of the Nile Perch's territory. This is an ancient, untamed wilderness. A place where legends of massive, ferocious beasts became real. The generous waters of the Nile support an abundance of life in all shapes and sizes. Some of these species have lived here for thousands of years and have evolved to make the most of their home. Fearsome jaws seem to be a particular speciality. Saddle-billed storks use their long pincers to prize fish from the marsh. Rare shoebills have heavy beaks to trap massive catfish, giving them an almost menacing smirk. But arguably the most notorious of all is the ravenous fish Andy has come to find.
Nile perch are just eating machines. They just eat everything that comes across their path. They've got huge big mouths and they'll just swallow and engulf everything that comes along.
The Nile perch is a custom-built ambush predator. As its huge jaws expand outwards, powerful muscles contract, creating a vacuum that sucks the prey into its cavernous mouth. Fishermen call it the swallower. Small perch are common all along the Nile, but the real monsters grow huge in its most remote parts. If Andy wants to catch one, he'll need grit and strategy.
I'm so excited. This is going to be my first day fishing, and it's so wonderful discovering new water. Getting into that fish's head, trying to understand, okay, where's it going to be hanging out? What's it going to be doing? How's it going to be feeding? You know, you can read so much, you can talk to so much, you can talk to so many people, but you've actually got to get out there and do it yourself and get into that fish's brain.
Andy launches his quest in the protected waters of Murchison Falls National Park. He's teamed up with local fishing guide Godwin Jokecha, an expert fisherman who knows this stretch of river better than anyone.
There's some good pool this side, eh?
Let's go there then. Let's go there.
Yeah.
They're heading upstream to a deep pool. It's early morning, the time when hungry ambush predators like to hunt.
My first morning on the Nile River, very placid here. But what lurks below?
Andy casts a large lure. Big fish, like big bait.
A whole bunch of reed cormorants flying past here, that's encouraging. Cormorants eat fish. Where there's cormorants, there's fish. Where there's fish, there's big fish.
But this is more than just big fish territory. Hippos are notoriously aggressive and territorial. And where hippo and humans share resources, thousands of people are killed by them each year. Andy is trespassing.
It looks like he's got some wounds or something on the side there. I don't know where he's going to go. Hope he doesn't get into my line. I'm going to go and look for another place.
Along the riverbank, there are deep overhangs. Good hiding places for hungry hunters.
This apparently is a very, very good hole for Nile perch. So I'm just sneaking up here quietly so I can fish along the edge.
But once again, they're not alone.
Oh, there's a crocodile coming straight for us. Look at that. Look at these crocs. There's another one. This thing's coming straight for me. Hey, Bill. Hey, Bill. How crazy is this place? There must be 5 or 6 crocs there. Imagine how many Nile perch are here. If there are that many crocs feeding here. Also a little terrifying, I must tell you. I'm not so sure it's a good idea for me to walk along the side here. Let me just calm my nerves a little bit. Too many crocs here. Let me just have a couple of throws here.
Below the surface, other battles are waging. Nile crocodile versus Nile perch. You'd think the odds favor the croc. But reaching weights up to 200 kilograms, the Nile perch is not easy prey.
Fishing for me is a time of reflection. It's a very singular sport. It's not a bunch of guys going fishing, or it's quiet time for you, for me. And some people see it differently. For me, it's my quiet time. It's the time that I can introspect. You fish subconsciously. The mechanical part of casting and all that all happens subconsciously. It's about thinking about where you are in your life, what have you done, what is your contribution towards humanity. Those are the thoughts that go through my head when I'm fishing.
Eight hours without a single pull. Even Godwin is bewildered.
The Nile perch is known as the water elephant, Giwan Rua. That, for me, epitomizes what the Nile perch is like. It's a water elephant. How amazing is this? Unbelievable. Elephants don't run around like cheetahs. They lumber along in the bush, in the slow-moving areas. That's what Nile perch do. I feel like I'm going to sit in the water. It's been a long, hard day without a single perch. Maybe I should join that elephant in the water.
It's been a frustrating day. Maximum risk with minimum reward.
I'm completely frazzled. I spent 12 hours in the sun, fished from 6:45 until 6:45 tonight, and not one pull. I had visions of being able to, really pick and choose the fish I wanted to catch, but it doesn't seem to be the case. So, early to bed and start again tomorrow.
Today, Andy goes back to basics. He's using live bait to tempt a perch on the hunt, and his old faithful wooden reel. It takes skill to fish with this simple Scarborough reel. There's no drag, and only a leather glove to act as a brake. It's not going to make landing a giant perch any easier, but after a day with no bites, maybe it will change his luck.
Whenever you hook a fish, it's a bit like gambling. You don't really know how big that thing is. Until you set the hook, until you have to pull against it, you don't really know how big it is. And that's the exciting part. It's the unknown.
It's rolling. Come on.
First Nile perch on. It's jumping out in the middle of the river. Nice. Tendency of Nile perch to jump. Don't jump often, 2 or 3 times, and then that's it. Well, it's nice because they give you an idea of how big they are. You can still see the live bait attached to it. Won't you just give me a glove there, please, Scotty? Cool. Thank you. Yeah. Come on. Yeah, bucket mouth. Trying to throw the hook, are you?
It's a 15-kilogram Nile perch.
The water elephant. A small water elephant.
Not a monster, but a decent fish to start his campaign.
Look at that nice-looking fish. Look at that mouth. That thing will just engulf a live bait prey, straight down. It's piscivorous, which means it eats fish. And then in the gullet, you will get the fragile teeth, which then scale the prey before it swallows it. Wonderful fish. Probably around 12 to 15 kilos. I know sometimes it looks quite distressing when we take fish out of water, but Nile perch are quite hardy. So I'm going to be taking this fish out the water for maybe 30 seconds or so, whilst I measure and tag it. I'm going to put it onto the gunnel here, which is just going to protect her.
Andy measures the fish's length and girth. It's the easiest way to estimate its weight. Very little research exists on the Nile perch in these waters. By tagging it, Andy's hoping to contribute to a deeper understanding of their range, which will ultimately help to conserve them.
And there you can see that little yellow tag sticking out the back end. I'm just going to put her in, and as soon as it flaps, I'm going to let it go. There you go. I hope to see you again when you're that big. Thank you, Cody. We're going to go and find another place now. Okay, the fever is upon me. I now want to catch perch all day. Okay. Down it is.
Nile perch are territorial. Now that Andy's caught one fish in that spot, it's unlikely he'll get another. Fortunately, this section of the river is almost 4,000 kilometers long. He won't run out of opportunities.
Jerk the bait. Come on now. There we go. There we go. There we go. That's it. That's it.
Andy's found the trick.
That's it. Keep going.
His live bait is triggering the greedy Nile perch to take.
There you go. Tight. Yes, please. Jumping right out there. Right near the hippo. Yes!
It's a big fish that took the bait. But now that it's on the line, it might become prey, too.
You should look at the croc.
Hey, I've got a big croc in front of me here.
The croc's homing in on the struggling perch. Andy needs to land it or lose it.
I think the croc's gonna grab this fish. Yeah. Gotti, you must help me with this here, please. Okay.
The debris from the river is snagging up the line.
Okay, Gotti, that should be fine. Go forward of the boat. Go. Yeah. Okay, stop. Chaos. Man, that was a massive croc there jumping again. Now, where's the crocodile?
Andy needs to reel the fish away from the croc, but he's lost sight of it.
Yeah. Okay, stop. Yeah.
Get the glove on.
Thank you. Where's that crocodile?
This one is much bigger, possibly in excess of 20 kilograms.
1, 2, 3, and 80.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Let me get you back now.
Another perch tagged.
But I'm really worried about that croc. Get away from this crocodile.
A tired perch that's been fighting a fisherman would be easy pickings for an opportunistic croc.
There you go. I hope it doesn't get loose. But there's this lateral line. There, all the way down there. And that's what it'll use to locate its prey. Because of this murky water, it's got large eyes and this lateral line that it will hunt with through the vibrations set off by the prey. But a beautiful fish.
Nile perch use their lateral lines to sense vibrations of their prey. Today, that's been Andy's live bait. It seems the best way to a Nile perch is through its stomach. But Andy's yet to see a massive one, the legendary monster that lured him here. He hopes to get some insights at a nearby fishing village. Where do the big perch feed? And what do they eat?
And do the Nile perch eat these fish?
Very well.
They eat them.
This is food for Nile Perch.
Where did they get the Nile perch?
Nile Perch are caught using those big nets.
They don't get them in this.
Yeah.
I can understand why the Nile perch would eat this. It's just like a marshmallow for breakfast. There's a Nile perch here. A baby water elephant.
So these are the fillets.
Okay, these are the fillets. Morning. Morning, how are you guys? You're cutting them thin.
Yeah.
You'll get 4 of these things from a 10-kilogram fish.
Yeah.
Just drying fillets of Nile perch.
Nile perch is a delicacy and fetches top dollar in restaurants across the globe. The high demand for its plump flesh has spawned a $650 million industry. These fillets will probably never see the fancy kitchens of Europe. They're a vital food source for millions of people in Central Africa.
Fascinating.
Whichever way you skin it, Nile perch is a hot commodity.
The gene pool of mature fish is here in Murchison Reserve. Outside, it looks bleak, unfortunately.
It may be now or never for Andy to meet the living legend.
Big Nile perch rose right here. Not even 5 meters from me.
Andy's using live bait to trigger the hunting response of a hungry perch. But today, it's Godwin who gets the first bite. More fresh bait for Andy.
There, I'm on. I'm on. There it goes. Pick the bait up. Just letting it take the bait. There you go. My heart's pumping right now. Come on. Don't drop the bait. Even this far into my life, there's a shake. Look at that. Hey! Come on, where did you go? Yeah, it's going again. There we go, there we go. There, it's rolling now. Yes, please. Something popped. Man, what happened now? There was a nice fish on there. Went tight and popped. What happened here? Hey, man, how's it possible? It was a good fish, that.
Nile perch don't have cutting teeth. It must have been massive to snap the 80-pound line.
So disappointing. Sit for hours and hours. And when you do get a pull, you go tight on a fish. And then there's a tackle failure. Well, you can only blame yourself. It's about being accountable to yourself. So, yeah. It was like a Nile perch. Grrr, grrr. Big fish that. That was the one that jumped up here. I suppose for all the big fish and all the wonderful fish that one catches in your life, you always have those that get away. And that's the balancing act. The highs and the lows, the disappointment and the elation. And that's why I do it. To be super elated and then super disappointed. Maybe.
Andy changes tack. He heads as far upstream as he can go. The notorious Murchison Falls. One of the most treacherous fishing spots on the planet. Only the biggest, toughest fish can survive in these waters. The base of these ancient cliffs is the furthest reach of the Nile Perch's domain. It's the natural barrier that keeps this monster fish contained. The mighty Nile forces its way through a crevice only 7 meters wide before tumbling 40 meters into the cauldron below. More than 360,000 liters of water races over the falls per second. It's one of the most powerful surges of water on the planet. This is big fish territory. The perfect habitat for an ambush predator. This is no place for his Scarborough. It's time for a hardcore reel to fight the drag of this raging torrent.
I can't tell you how wild this water is. It's just a mountain of water up there, literally 50 meters from me. This is wild stuff. Ooh. There's got to be monstrous Nile perch in here. I don't know how deep this is, but there's turbulent water all over the place. I'm so excited. I can't wait any longer. Watch this one. Watch one. First cast. I wonder what lurks down here.
It's the most dangerous water that Andy has ever tackled. But for now, the novelty outweighs the risk.
A little bit scary, if I can tell you. I wouldn't like to capsize over here.
The small boat is fighting a massive surge. If they go over, they'll be at the mercy of deadly whirlpools and hungry crocs.
This is what keeps you alive. This kind of fishing.
While Andy fights the drag, Godwin fights the fierce current, holding them steady in the face of the falls.
My heart's racing, one, just from the sheer volume of water coming down in this cauldron, and also the fish potential. It's got to be teeming with fish. Come on. Stuck on a rock. Now I'm in trouble. Try and go up a little bit. Sakes. Okay, get me close, I'll have to cut it. Can't do anything else. Yeah. Snap, let's go. Buddy, you okay? I'm gonna sit down. Disappointing to lose some lure again, but I'm bound to lose some tackle. But wow, stuff. Hey.
Andy's losing his tackle, but not his nerve.
Just gonna have to put more tackle on. It was very hectic around the corner. The water was wild. Wild water there, man. I've never fished water like that in my life. Unbelievable stuff. And the fever is upon me. Trying to get back there as soon as I can. Well, that's with a certain amount of apprehension I'll go back there. There's very wild water there. Right. Let's go. My heart's racing already. Okay, hold me here. Nice. I'm trying to imagine what these perch are like. They must be hanging right against that cliff face. It's too turbulent out here. And they just ambush and engulf any bait fish that gets washed down these falls. So I'm trying to cast as close as I can to the side. And hopefully one will rush out and grab it.
Andy's reeling for his life. It's hard to tell if it's a fish or the current.
Yeah, I'm on. I got one. Here we go. I'm fighting the fish and the current, which is huge. Yeah, let's go down a little bit, buddy. Yeah, looks like a perch, around 10 kilos.
Right now, the fish is steering the boat. It's not a monster, but the fierce current makes the fight much harder.
I need to put my glove on. There it is. Right. I'm on terra firma, not rocking and rolling in a boat. go. I've got a fish of around 10 or 12 kilos. Really nice. Man, my first Nile perch at the base of the Murchison Falls. How wonderful. I want to put it back in the water and I want to try and tag it.
Andy's still hungry for a perch over 30 kilograms. If his monster fish won't come to him, he'll have to go to it. It's time for drastic measures. There's a secret fishing spot, even closer to the base of the falls. But it's steep and inaccessible. Not even crocs and hippos venture this far up. It's known as the Devil's Cauldron, the last outpost of the Nile Perch. The perfect hideout for a rogue of a fish. Andy's putting his theory to the test, hoping the really big perch will be using the rough water to their advantage, waiting to ambush smaller fish that are disoriented in the turmoil. It's over 35 degrees, even in the shade. But a really big fish will make it all worthwhile.
Please. Hey! It's running. I'm holding on as hard as I can. I'm fighting current and fish. It's gone into a quiet bay here. Come on. Right, you want to do battle? Let's go. It's running out into the main. Aibo! Come on. I can see him coming. It's right away. Right, I'm gonna have to work my way around. If I lose my footing here, that's the end of me. How's this for an obstacle course? The lengths one goes to is catching fish. It's the only place I can land it. So I'm pretty much forced to make my way around here. Just hope it stays on the line. I don't lose my rod. It's just chaotic. Come on. Right. Slightly better position now to bring it in closer. There it is. Come on. Yoo-hoo! Look at that! Wow. That's a nice looking fish. This is a really nice sized fish. Probably, 30 kilograms, I would think. And look at its mouth. I mean, that's just enormous. Right, I'm gonna get you back in. I don't want to keep it out any longer. I'm gonna wait for a wave to come. There we go. There we go. That is the ultimate in wild fishing.
But it's still not the monster Andy's searching for. He presses on. And the cauldron keeps producing.
Yes! Look at that! There's a small one. Yeah, I'm on. Yeah, little one. You must grow up to be a huge big fish. Come.
The wild waters of the falls don't disappoint.
I love this.
But still, the monster of the Nile eludes him.
Uganda is just blowing my mind. Absolutely way beyond my wildest dreams. Ah, right there. I fished such wild water at the base of Murchison Falls. And then I also fished in slow-moving pools. It's just such a diverse environment to catch Nile perch in. And so that for me means that fish is a very versatile predator. The big ones I don't think are at the base of the falls. I think the big ones are in the slow-moving waters.
Somewhere along this river, a giant still lies in wait. Andy's trying the deep pools one last time.
Come on. It's going now. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah, maybe we should follow. I'll just pull the boat after the fish.
A big fish runs with his bait. But it won't show itself.
Hasn't jumped yet. Bondi, what do you think? You don't want to say anything.
I can say I have no idea of that. But it was not jumping up.
It's not jumping. It's hopefully a big one. Yeah. Go deeper into the river. Get away from the bank, from the crocodiles as well. It'll be okay, Bondi. I'm gonna clean it. It's going now. Hey, that's a bass.
This is the massive specimen Andy's been waiting for.
One sure way of getting my hand bitten off by a crocodile is dangling a fish over the side. I'm gonna try and put this fish in the boat. 2, 3. Okay. Right, Bondi, take us to a bank, please. Wonderful fish, this one. I'm just going to keep it in some water here and keep my eyes open for crocodiles. Just so it's got some water flowing over the gills. And it's completely chilled. There you go, mama. 161. 99. There we go. I want to just revive her. Now look at that huge big mouth. Now look at that. Look at that tail. That's a huge big propeller for ambush predator. Sneaking around the bottom and then charging fast to engulf the prey. It's like a sack of cement. This is the real water elephant. $50, nice. Sack of cement, 50 kilos, 110 pounds. There you go, Mom. There we go. There we go.
A female perch this size can produce 7 million eggs 3 times per year.
Wonderful. 50 kilogram of fish. That's the broodstock.
At that rate, this large female could produce up to 260 million eggs in her lifetime.
Those are the monsters of the Nile River.
Andy's finally met a Nile perch worthy of the stories. She returns to the mighty river that spawned her. To some, a fisherman's fantasy. To others, a prized commodity. An eating machine. A survivor. But no doubt, a legend. Worthy of the mighty waters of the Nile.